I want to talk today, taking the time out from our study in the book of John, and talk about a Christian's biblical stewardship of government. So we know what the word Christian means, and we know what the word biblical means, and we know what the word government means, but a lot of times we don't know what the word stewardship means. So I picked all those words specifically. So let's talk about stewardship. Stewardship is all over the New Testament. I preached a series on stewardship in November. What is stewardship? So a steward in the time of Christ was somebody that was responsible for generally a large chunk of land, often owned by a Roman rich guy, but it could have been owned by like Herod the Great or another really, really wealthy person, and he would put a steward in charge of a farm or a large acreage, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 500, even 1,000, 2,000 acres, and it could be vineyards, it could be olive trees, it could be sheep, it could be goats, it could be cattle, it could be all of the above, and you would put a steward over all of that. And often the rich individual the Roman individual would have, to refer to it as a plantation, might be the best moniker in our terminology, and he would have several plantations in Spain. And he would have several of them in Greece, and he would have several of them in France, and he would have some of them in Egypt, and he would have some of them in modern day Tunisia, which was a major Roman place, Morocco. He would have some in Syria and some in Israel. And really, sometimes these rich guys would just travel around from plantation to plantation on a 3 or 4 year tour, and they would just go and they would be hosted at the plantation for 3 or 4 weeks or a month, and they would go to the next one for a month and the next one for a month, and they would get to one that they would winter there, and then they would winter there for 4 or 5 months.